And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live in the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And boy, oh boy, Will Smith, I will go in tonight, I promise. I'm going to go in. I'm talking about all the way. No holds barred. I will go in later on. But also we have this really kind of cringy Florida teacher talking about, hey, I'm mad that we have this Parental Rights in Education bill, also known as the quote unquote Don't Say Gay Act, because I can't talk to my kindergarten class about what an amazing weekend I had with my boyfriend or husband or whatever he wants to call that guy. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, Madison Cawthorn exposed kind of something that's already been known for a long time about Washington, D.C., how it's very debaucherous. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in the city among the politicians and federal staffers and fundraisers, donors. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Also, reparations in California. What are they going to do about that? They're talking about you can only be a descendant of a slave to get it. Now, what are you going to get? How much are you going to get? Who knows? It doesn't really matter, right? We got to just virtue signal. And that's the most important thing, because we don't really care about actual, what they call it, tangible. They don't really care about that. We'll talk about a whole lot of those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. Definitely appreciate you guys. No hat tonight in solidarity with bald-headed women all over the country. Shout out to Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh boy, I'm gonna go in, I promise, but not right now. Not right now. A little bit later, because everybody got to come on in. I'm gonna go 2 feet in to that topic. But first, thank y'all for being here. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. If you like what you've heard thus far, if you enjoy my content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Shout out to all the sponsors as well. Of course, shout out to me, ablmerch.com. I got my merch. It's being stitched right now in good old Chattanooga. That's going to be coming out to you really soon. Got some new hot stuff coming out. I did find somebody to do the merchandise. Thank you all who applied. I'll probably put a notice on my page as well that I got somebody to help me out with the merch. We're going to do a lot more merch coming up this year, so y'all just stay tuned for that. Also, shout out to my other website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go there for all my articles I write for each video. So whenever I produce a video, I write an article with all the sources from all over the place, from left, right, center, independent, whatever kind of media is right there. Pictures, audio, video that can't go in the video will go on the website, because they can't block the website no matter what they do. They might want to try to ban ads on the website. They might want to try to do X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third on the website. But joke's on them. How about I get direct ads on my website and they can't touch it? Anyway, AnthonyBLogan.com. If you have not gone yet, go there and bookmark it and watch it pretty often. And also go to the contact page, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. Therefore, you can find all my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also my snail mail, my email. All that is right there on the website, AnthonyBLogan.com. Also, shout out to BHEDesigns.com to make the beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me. That link will be in the description. Also, go to patriotpost.us, the best source of news and information anywhere on the internet. That link will be in the description as well. Also, this is a podcast. We're recording live right now. If you want to hear the audio-only version once we've completed, please go to your favorite audio streaming platform, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the box. If you listen to me on one of those platforms, please give me a 5-star rating, a review. Whatever you can do will help me out tremendously, and I thank you in advance. Now, let's talk about not Will Smith yet. I'm going to get to that in about 30 minutes, I promise. I gotta lead into it. I can't start early and just, before everybody gets in and gets settled, because you got to get something nice and cold to drink and good to eat. Get you a little chicken dinner, get you some Pringles, all that good stuff, some salsa and nachos. Go ahead and get all that good stuff prepared, and I'll get to Will Smith a little bit later. And you gotta stay here for that one because I'm gonna go in. But first, let's talk about something a little bit less controversial, like drugs and whatnot in Washington, D.C. Now, Madison Cawthorn came out and said what we all, or a lot of us, know to be true already, that D.C. is corrupt. Not just the government, but D.C., the whole thing, not just people in office. That's one thing. That's easy to say they're corrupt. But the whole thing, a prime example of DC being corrupt is Hunter Biden. I mean, that's a prime example. You have everything right there. You got drugs, the weird sexual stuff going on. You have the inappropriate ties to China, Ukraine, Russia, etc. All that can be found within Hunter Biden. Okay, the laptop. DC so corrupt, you couldn't even post a legitimate story about the laptop because of pressure from DC on social media companies. That is DC in a nutshell. Very corrupt, trying to keep things hidden up under the rug. But have you ever hid anything under a rug before? Like literally trying to hit? Okay, it's like if I have a pair of shoes and I hide them under the rug, at a certain point, I can see the rug kind of has a little hump in it. I'm like, what's that hump right there under this rug? I wonder what that is. The rug at this point is like Mount Trashmore in Virginia. You have a whole landfill covered in grass. It's like, okay, this little hill right here is about 25 feet high. So maybe there's something under it. There's no mountains in Virginia on that part of this. There's a mountains in Virginia Beach. Once you go further out west, there are mountains, but Virginia Beach, there's no mountains at all. It's flat land because you're right by the water. So what's up with this big 25, 30, 50-foot mountain right here? What's up with these big giant stairs that go all the way up? Like, what's under this? That is how the rug looks at this point. They didn't put everything up under the rug, but it's obvious that there are things there. That's the point I'm making about the whole thing with Hunter and DC and whatnot. They try to sweep things under the rug, but we all know that it's there. Now, getting back to it, DC is corrupt, has been for a long time, and there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on, okay? A lot of just underground stuff that is pretty gross, a lot of drugs going on, a lot of hypocrisy. The same guys and girls I be talking about, we gotta do drug prevention and addiction prevention. Will do a line of cocaine right in front of you in a party in DC like it's nothing. That goes on in all types of industries, in music as well as like that. DC is like the music industry to a certain extent. I've been around music industry a little bit, but I never indulge in nothing. I'm the straight laced guy. Okay, I'm the kind of guy. If I see the cocaine coming out, I'm gonna go like, all right, I'm gonna head on out like SpongeBob. I'm gonna head on out. I'm not even really with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to have the federales come in here and raid y'all, and then I go to the pokey over what y'all doing, which I'm not even involved with. So that's not my wave. But I've seen that kind of stuff before. Music industry, some of the politics, definitely on the federal level, that's how DC is. And a lot of that is like LGBTQ stuff because there's a lot of people that are of that persuasion in DC. Not just policymakers. I'm talking about the staffers, the people that actually run the show, a lot of LGBT, a lot of woke people, a lot of kind of alternative lifestyle type people. I'm not sure what it's like in Silicon Valley. Maybe it's the same thing going on, but I can't tell. I mean, everybody's kind of like gender confused over there. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they got parties where they go in their furry suits. I have no clue. And I don't want to get too gross, so I digress. The whole point is that Madison Cawthorn said a thing that we all know to be true about DC. And if you have not seen that clip, let me go ahead and put it on the screen right quick. Just a real quick clip. And matter of fact, hold on. Can I just play my own clip? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's go ahead and play this here. Matter of fact, now I don't want to be. It's kind of cringy. Let's not play my own clip. Let's play the clip that I got it from. Okay, this is better. Give me one moment here to cue it on up, and there we go. Let's get some sound cracking and do it that way. So, and if you don't know, Madison Cawthorn is a freshman congressman from North Carolina. He is he had an accident, I guess, when he was younger, and he's confined to a wheelchair. Just so you know who he is, so we're on the same page.
I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this. And
a little bit of context before we continue. I'm going to start over, actually. So the question that he's asked on this podcast, I think it's called the Warrior something. You guys don't know what the podcast is. Warrior Poet Podcast. But the question was, is DC like the House of Cards, the TV show with Kevin Spacey? And Bill Clinton was asked this question. So when he says popular 90s president, he's talking about Bill Clinton. I'm not sure why he didn't say Bill Clinton's name. That's interesting. Maybe he doesn't want to get the Clinton treatment because he knows how they get down in D.C. too, but I digress.
I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this. And he gave an answer that I thought was so true. And he said, the only thing that's not accurate in that show is that you could never get a piece of legislation about education passed that quickly.
And everything else is good.
Aside from that, I mean, the sexual perversion that goes on in Washington, I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington, with the average age is probably 60 or 70, and I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, well, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? Yeah. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, a key bump of cocaine right in front of you. And it's like, wow, this is wild.
It's like that in D.C. It's 100% like that. I've seen that kind of stuff on a lower level, not in D.C. specifically, but you could tell what's going on beneath the surface. It's nothing new. And it's nothing new at all, okay? And they'll come to you just like that. Like it's normal, like it's saying, okay, you want to come for some coffee? So that's why sometimes I've been invited certain places and I kind of like, I'm cool, no thanks. I'm gonna just go over here and hang out, So yeah, but it's like that in DC, 100%, especially with the older crowd. Oh yeah, that's how they operate. Yeah, it'd be them and their wife looking like mama and pawpaw, but they do stuff like that, 1,000%. Yep. Believe it or not. And it could be happening right in your own neighborhood. You wouldn't even know it unless you're privy to the information, unless you're involved in it, but you wouldn't even know. You watching TV, you watching normie shows. Meanwhile, they're over there doing what they're doing. Weird lifestyle, underground lifestyle, not my wave, but it goes on. Remember Ed Buck? I did, in my video, I talked about Ed Buck. Remember Ed Buck, the Democratic donor who's, besties with Hillary Clinton and whatnot, who's living in West Hollywood, or was at the time before he got locked up. But Ed Buck was a big-time Democratic donor, and what he was doing was getting black men off the street and injecting drugs into them to see how they would react. That was his thing. That's how he got off. 2 of them died. 1 of them almost died, but escaped. 2 dead black men in your house. Now, he's a white guy, 2 dead black men in his house. Any other person would be considered like a Ted Bundy, a serial killer, a racist, a white supremacist, all of that. You got guys that are being called white supremacists for not using proper pronouns on Twitter. Meanwhile, this guy has not 1, but 2 dead black men in his house by his own hand and got locked up for it, is in prison right now, serving time for it. But what is he called? Nothing, because why? He's hooked in with politics. You could do whatever you want, right? You could kill somebody and it's fine. Just like, remember Dick Cheney? Dick Cheney shot his colleague in the face with a shotgun. Now, it wasn't like, I guess it was some kind of bird shot or something. It didn't, he wasn't severely injured like you would think you would get injured with a shotgun, but he did get shot by the gun and he had some injuries. This guy got on TV and apologized to Dick Cheney. Matter of fact, I got to find that clip one more time. I know I played it before, but I got to play it one more time. So when you see stuff like that, when you see things like that, it don't make any sense. You just got to kind of understand why it happens. You have to understand DC. You got to understand the weird culture that exists there. You understand? Oh, here it is. I did not make it up. I did not make it up. Here it is. His name is Harry Whittington. And the subject of this particular video is Harry Whittington apologizes for getting shot in the face by Dick Cheney. 100%. Hold on. Let's go ahead and roll it right quick.
Good afternoon. all of you of media have been very patient and waiting for me to make my appearance here. I hope you understand. I'm sorry I've delayed you, but I know your role is to get the news out to the public.
You see his face right here? Like his eyes kind of like disfigured. So like I said, it wasn't like if you get shot with a real shotgun. I know a guy that got shot point blank with a shotgun. Like all of this over here, he had skin grafts. It was crazy. Confined to a wheelchair permanently. So it wasn't like that, but bad enough. You don't want to get shot with it. You don't want to get shot at all. It doesn't really matter how severe it is.
I compliment you on what you've done. I've read and seen many of your reports, and I know your job isn't easy. I regret that I couldn't have been here earlier, so you could see what a lucky person I am. For many years, my family had been friends of the Armstrongs down in Kennedy County. We have visited them for over 25 years and have had some wonderful trips and visits, and pleasant memories that we cherish forever. However, this past weekend encompassed all of us in a cloud of misfortune and sadness.
Yeah,
that is not easy to explain, especially to those who are not familiar with the great sport of quail hunting.
It's kind of long right here, but he's like giving an apology, a long-winded apology for being shot in the face by Dick Cheney. Okay, I'm gonna try to fast forward to get to the apology because time's a wasting and we don't got time to waste. You understand what I'm saying?
Family whose business that you have extended to my family who's been here this week. My family and I are deeply sorry for all that Vice President Cheney and his family have had to go through this past week. We send our love and respect to them.
Are you hearing this? My family and I are deeply sorry for what Cheney had to go through this week. I got shot by Dick Cheney, but I'm sorry for what he had to go through. This is a press conference on TV, okay? And there's a little subhead or Chiron right here. It says, breaking news, man shot by VP Cheney speaks. Imagine you shoot somebody and they go on TV and do a press conference apologizing to you. Hey, man, sorry for the inconvenience to your family. My bad. I didn't mean to get shot by you. Sorry. So this is DC. This is how DC works. Stuff like that that's really kind of strange and weird, and you're like, what's going on there? That's par for the course. 100%. Okay. Now, somebody's saying they got a comment for me talking about text me on WhatsApp. That's not me. I put a notice on my community page a while ago. But if you see anything that looks kind of sketchy for me, and you kind of like feeling like, hey, it's kind of weird. It's not me. You'll know if it's me. You'll see my name highlighted. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just type something right here, and you see how my name is highlighted. If my name is not highlighted like that, it's not me. Period. There's nobody that will act as me from me. It's only going to be me, and that's it, or somebody else. So please stop spamming it. I'm gonna go ahead and just answer the question. So please stop spamming that question. But anyway, don't click on any kind of shady links. Don't call nobody on WhatsApp. Don't do that. Okay, I don't have no WhatsApp. I barely know what that is. That's like, if you get sent to a WhatsApp, you're probably dealing with somebody in a foreign country that's probably trying to rob you. So don't do that. And I would never ask you for any kind of personal information like your bank account number. I would never do nothing like that. So if you see anything like that, I promise it's not me. Matter of fact, report the comment. But I digress. So DC is strange like that. Madison Cawthorn did nothing but just expose it. Now, here's the funny part. The funny part is that Kevin McCarthy wants to speak to Madison Cawthorn about this. It's like, for what though, Kevin? You know what's going on. You probably part of it. You probably want to tell him, hey man, stop snitching on the underground scene. You're making this hot right now. Okay, you're making the scene real hot. Stop snitching. Because there's no need for Kevin McCarthy to come out and say that publicly. He could talk to him privately just the same as he could by going through the media to say that he was going to talk to him about it. I mean, if you're not going to talk to Madison Cawthorn publicly, why would you say that publicly? I don't really understand. The only reason why you would do that is because you're trying to cool down the situation. You're trying to be PR guy, trying to keep the underground lifestyle on the underground that you're probably part of, Kevin McCarthy. Okay. And the media are dumb. They're talking about, it's Republicans doing it. It's not even a left or right thing. It's a DC thing. Left, right, center, independent, people that's not even in government, donors, socialites, everybody is involved in DC. Not all, but a big majority of people in the underground scene. Like you don't just have politicians. You get everybody that's in the city or that may happen upon the city. Somebody said something about Eyes Wide Shut. Yep, 100%. Also, Squid Game at the end, it's like that. 1,000%. That's real. But you would never know about it because you're not privy to the information. But I've seen some things and some stuff, so I know. But anyway, I will move right along. Thank you all for being here. If you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. And where are we going to go next? Let's go to the teacher in Florida who's upset with the so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which is really the Parental Rights in Education bill that is an anti-grooming law now because it is law. DeSantis signed it. All right. And people aren't really happy. Some of us are happy about it, but some of us aren't. I saw Ron Perlman. He had a profanity-laced tirade on Twitter that I can't even play right here. But the tirade was kind of like, it didn't even make any sense. It's like somebody told him the bill is called Don't Say Gay and to go on Twitter and rage about it. Have you ever done a research paper as a kid or some kind of book report? And all you know is the title of the book. Maybe you read the back or the inside cover and you did the whole report based on that. Clifford, the Big Red Dog, is a great book because it is big and it's about a dog and its house. And the dog house is made of wood. You're talking about things that are totally irrelevant because you have limited information to try and stretch out the report. That's what Ron Perlman did. So, yeah, people just are uneducated about what's going on. Raven Simone, she came out and was talking about, well, if there's a Don't Say Gay bill, then why not have a Don't Say Straight bill? If you read the bill, they said nothing about sexuality or gender identity. And that goes both ways. It's not just about LGBT. But see, when you don't read bills and you just get told things by people, you go off of that and try to just put things out there that aren't true. It's propaganda, really is what it is. Okay. But that's all that's happening. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I got a video I'm going to show you guys in a moment. But what I'm going to play first is the video of the teacher. Here we go. So here's the teacher, kindergarten teacher now, a male kindergarten teacher, red flag already. No hate, but do you trust your kids around a guy like this? I don't know. It's kind of fishy. Okay. It's a little suspect to me. A little suspect. I might want to do a little investigation, send a private eye to his house and see what's going on. Right. So here's a teacher who's upset about the bill because he cannot be himself in front of his kindergarten class.
Yeah, it's twofold. It really hits hard in my heart professionally and personally, both. Professionally, it truly makes me feel like I am not trusted as a professional. I know my kindergarten standards through and through, and nowhere in our curriculum does it have anything about teaching sexual orientation or sexual identity.
Let's pause right there. So if that's the case, if your curriculum is sexual orientation and gender identity free, then you straight. You're already in compliance. So what's the beef about? What are you mad about? If it don't apply, let it fly. But let's continue.
So for them to say that's happening, it's kind of crazy. But we should be able to have discussions, and that's what we're encouraged to do in kindergarten. And then personally, because my kids do have questions. They want to know who my partner is in pictures outside of my classroom, and I should be able to speak to that.
So do you worry that you won't even be able to talk about your own personal home life? I mean, I have a child in kindergarten right now. I know exactly that my child has 2 teachers, one of which has a daughter at home and is single. The other is married and has 4 children. I know everything about their lives because my kid tells me.
Absolutely. You are 100% correct. That's what we do as educators. We build relationships with our kids. And in order to build relationships, you talk about your home life. You talk about what you do on the weekends.
Is that right? So your kindergarten class, what are you going to tell them about your weekend? Are you going to tell them about you and your husband going to the Madison Cawthorn stuff in D.C.? Huh? You going to talk to them about that? About the drugs and whatnot you were doing? The methamphetamine, allegedly? You going to talk to them about that? No, you're not. You know how to say certain things around certain people and not say certain things around certain people. Yes, you do know how to do that. You're not going to say everything you do because you guys are adults in a relationship. You're not going to say everything that you do around children. So let's not play games. Let's not play games. You know how to conduct yourself. Like I said in my video, my personal story is this. Now, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again just because you guys may be hearing it for the first time. Now, my at the time, well, I won't say oldest uncle. One of my uncles was gay, and he had a boyfriend, right? Now, when my uncle died, he was like real young. He had HIV. When he died, the boyfriend was still kind of like hanging around the house. He'd be over there helping out Granny with certain stuff, right? So throughout my life, I was thinking like, okay, that's like a friend of the family. I didn't know about him and my uncle being boyfriend. I didn't know nothing about that. I just thought, okay, this is just like my uncle as well. I didn't know about their relationship. I did not know until I was like 25 years old who he actually was. I was like, oh, okay. You know why I didn't know? Because maybe it's inappropriate to tell a 3-year-old about how your uncle and this man are in a relationship. Just maybe that's why I didn't know until I got to be grown. So maybe this guy can take a little bit of a cue from my family members that did not tell me everything that was going on around me. All right, just maybe. It's like, okay, who's that? My friend, your uncle, your friends of the family. All right, cool, bet. Why you gotta talk about, oh, we went paddle boarding, and that's my partner, and I love him as little kids. That's called grooming. That's why the bill exists, because you, quite frankly, are a groomer. From my point of view, allegedly, my opinion, you appear to be a groomer. You're a male kindergarten teacher talking to kindergartners about your LGBTQ relationship. Inappropriate, point blank, period. Okay? If my own dad and mom didn't tell me about my uncle, why would you, as an outside person, tell these kids about your significant other? Why? For what? The little kids that can't understand that kind of stuff in the real way. Okay? When you put it in their mind, they change, and you kind of steer them down that road. Again, this is why I say there's a poll that says 40% of Gen Z kids identify as LGBTQ. 40%. Because they've been brainwashed from a young age to think that the LGBTQ lifestyle is normal. In reality, a lot of these people are confused. They don't know what's going on. So they just kind of give in to certain things, or they just kind of adopt certain kind of behavior because it's permissible in society to do so. You know, very few of them are actually LGBT, but they're just confused. They don't really understand what's going on. That's what's happening. So nah, it's no don't say gay. It's just parental rights in education. Parents have rights. They have the right to not have their child become indoctrinated by LGBTQ ideology. It's very simple. So this person right here is just doing too much. Way too much. Yeah, homeschool. I'm with y'all. Homeschool the kids. That, you know, seems to be the way forward. And homeschooling has really advanced a lot. You know, at first I was kind of against homeschooling, but then I got educated by homeschoolers. And they told me, it was like, nah, it's not what you're thinking. Like, we're not just in the house all day. I mean, we have groups of other parents that have kids, and we all work together. They do activities. Like, I spoke to a homeschool kid one time, and he was super cool, 16 years old. He's talking about, yeah, man, I got a full life. I got friends. I do all types of sports activities. I'm outside. I'm outdoors hiking, I'm fishing, I'm living the full life. It's lit. But I got friends in regular school and they're having a hard time. I'm like, see, I like stuff like that. I like hearing that. Homeschooling is definitely advanced. We'll probably go back to that a lot more. Coming up soon. Okay, that's probably what's going to happen. Homeschool's a new wave and no vaccines. When? Exactly. 100%. That's going to be the way forward. Charter and voucher. Well, I mean, it got to be good. They got to be good charter and voucher. Whatever it is, it's got to be good. It's got to be functional, right? You're right about that, Lisa. Homeschool has come a long way, a very long way. Okay, I didn't necessarily understand what it was all the way at first, but now I think I totally get it. I 100% get it. All right, now my next topic before we get to the big one, of course, reparations. So California, they have announced, well, there's a reparations task force in California, and they're going to have a plan by 2023 or a proposal in 2023 as to what people would get for reparations. So basically they said, hey, okay, you must be a descendant of a slave to get reparations. Now, the thing is, that's so, okay, let me pause for a minute. You can't be a recent immigrant, I suppose, and get reparations. But there's so many holes in that logic, it doesn't make any sense because, okay, let's just say I'm from Haiti or Jamaica or somewhere like that. Like, let's say I was born in Haiti or Jamaica and I came to the U.S. Clearly, I'm black, right? And I'm a black American now because I've been here probably my whole life. Like, if I was born there and came here as a baby, I'm a black American. I've been here forever. It is what it is. But I wouldn't be eligible. But a guy like this, who I'm about to show you right now, hold on one second. This guy right here on the screen, this guy would be eligible. That is G.K. Butterfield. He is black, apparently, allegedly, according to him. At one point, he was the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Yes, he was. Okay, matter of fact, let's get a better picture of this guy right here. G.K. Butterfield. I mean, and you see this guy, do you see Black Camille? Who looks black? Me or him? I mean, seriously, like, you could look him up. G.K. Butterfield. He's a black man from North Carolina, a House rep, the former head of the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, I'm not saying he does not have any kind of black ancestry. The hair looks kind of a little nappy a little bit. I see his eyebrows. He might be about 20% black, maybe, at best. I'm clearly more black than he is, just from an obvious standpoint. You understand what I'm saying? It's not even really a contest. But if I was born in Jamaica, I would not get reparation money, but he would. What you're going to have with that is a bunch of white people doing DNA tests and saying, hey, I'm Pocahontas, basically. Elizabeth Warren, I got 0.111% black in me. Give me some money. That's what's going to happen. And also, there's an article about that whole thing, and they said, one person said that it's going to be unfair because you're going to give a very small portion of the population reparations in California. A very small portion of the population to black folks, because not even because of the whole black versus immigrant thing, but because you got to trace your ancestry back all the way to the 1800s. Most of us can't do that. We can't, because you got missing links, you got all kind of holes in your equation. First of all, 58% of black Americans have at least 12.5% European DNA. 58% of black Americans have at least 12.5% European DNA. So, I mean, does it really matter? What if you get 80% European DNA and like 10% black DNA? Are you still eligible if that 5% goes back to the boat or goes back to the 1800s? It's kind of weird. But a lot of us have holes in the, who's your dad, who's your granddad, who's your grandma. You don't even know. So it just kind of stops. And you can't trace it all the way back. You might not know who your great grands are. So you're pretty much cut off like in the early 1900s. A lot of us are not going to be traced back. I know my family is going all the way back to, the 1800s, but there are some gaps. There's a couple of gaps that I don't know. So how can everybody trace their ancestry back? Some of us can, but a lot of us are not going to be able to. But ultimately, they're going to start this plan in California only in 2023. They don't know what they're really going to get. And my thing is, okay, reparations, they're studying reparations. How long does a studying process take? Reparations, if it was going to happen, it should have happened at the end of slavery, 1865, not in the year 2020 or 2023, 2022, 2020, forever. It should have happened a long time ago. What more is there to study? When the whole Stop Asian Hate thing came out, there was a campaign launched, and there was laws in the books within almost like 24 to 48. I'm exaggerating, but it didn't take long. 3 months, 6 months max. 200 years since the end of slavery almost. About what, 160, 170 years since the end of slavery? Come on. What are we even doing? It's kind of silly. But we'll see if they get it in California. And my question, another question would be, where's the money coming from? Does it even really matter? Are they going to, can we just print more money? How much money would it be if it's going to be money? And money might not be the best thing to give out anyway, because we saw the debacle that was the stimulus check wave. Oh my goodness. The stimulus checks, people were getting stimulus checks and buying ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous stuff. I'm talking about blow up dolls, just bulletproof glass on their car, just dumb stuff, things that make no sense. It's like, man, look, rather than buying that, you would have been better off just putting the money in the bank. Just put it in the bank, just straight normie mode. Don't go and do no investment. Don't go and try to flip it. Just put it away. You spent that on ridiculous PlayStations, PS5s all over America sold out. Talking about some, it's the bots getting them. No, it ain't the bots getting the PlayStations. It's regular people. I went to the Best Buy one time, and I saw a whole wall of pre-ordered PlayStations. I'm talking about a whole wall. Not pre-ordered, pardon me. Ordered, like the console had been out for about a year. There was a whole wall of them behind the wall with names and stuff on them, preparing to pick them up. People are buying these. Like, it's not just a bot buying them in bulk. Regular people, because they got the money. They got plenty of money. Stimulus money. Rather than saving it, let me go buy a PlayStation. Rather than putting it somewhere where it makes sense, how about I go buy some drugs? How about that? And die of or overdose, but it's fine because I got my drugs and my stimulus money. I've seen it. Reparations, how is that going to go? The same way. Some guys are going to make good with the money. Some guys won't. And where's money going to come from? Debt, more inflation. The average family pays $5,200 a year in inflation. $5,200 per year. That's a tax right there. A lot of guys ain't getting that back on their tax return. And if you do, it doesn't make no, it's like a lateral move. You got $5,000 back from your tax, but you got to pay $5,000 in inflation. So you pretty much just broke even. And you got some guys that are below that. Inflation is 5.2. Your tax return is 3.6. You kind of short, okay? You kind of short right there. You need to make a little bit more to make up the remainder of that. But somebody says, why does it matter how to spend the money? How to spend the money matters because if you're going to give the money out, it needs to be for a specific reason. So if you're giving the money out and they spend it on nonsense, then the effect, it was pointless to even try to lobby for it. Because the whole thing is, okay, reparation money that'll be given to people, they can start businesses and invest and, get ahead in life. But we know that's not going to happen for most people. We know it because we saw it already, not just with black folks, but with Americans, period. Okay. I'm seeing pet alligators walking around. I'm seeing all kind of just ridiculous, stupid stuff. Just like Family Guy, when they won the lottery and then they went broke over and over again, every time they won it again, it'd be the same thing. So it matters how people spend the money. What matters most is where the money comes from. which is going to be their own personal pocket, because if you're paying taxes in California, you're getting your money back. And if they raise taxes, you got to pay more to get money. It's like going to a store that has a sale where the price is marked up higher than what it normally is and marked down higher than what it normally is. You think it's a sale, but in essence, you paid for their own sale. You're paying more for the same thing. So it's just kind of dumb. It's dumb. Right? So it is what it is. All right. All right. I'm reading some of this here. Okay. The spamming, let's stop the spamming. I don't really understand the spamming. Like you got to go pronto. Hold on. Missouri man says $1 out as a program dollar costs taxpayers almost 12.09 cents. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. Where's my hat? I'm identified with J.D. Pinkett Smith. And the hat has no comment. I don't know where the hat is. The hat is out in the town. The hat is getting a few drinks. The hat is partying up with a few girls. I don't know where the hat is at, man. But the hat has no comment, man. The hat is like, yo, I'm taking off for the night. I'm gonna let ABL get it. So if you guys want to contact the hat, his contact info is on my website. Y'all go talk to him right there. But this is ABL talking to you right now. All right. Now let's get to it. Let's get to the big one here. I'll get to the calls a little bit later. Calls are at about 9:30, so you can wait for that. But let's get to the big one. Aside from reparations, because and you know, my last thing about the top reparations. If it happens, it's not going to be any benefit. It won't be any benefit. It'll be what's going to happen is there's going to be the next thing people want to try and fix their life. Okay, you got free money, that didn't work. So now what's next? It's always going to be the next thing. Always. That's how these kind of things operate. But I'm going to go ahead and move right along. Let me see. So Will Smith, the Will Smith drama. Boy, oh boy, Will Smith. Where do I start? You guys already seen the clip. Y'all already know what happened. Hold on 1 second before I get to Will Smith, because I want to just make sure I'm prepared and get through it. I'm gonna go back to the whole. No. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep on because I'm already here. I'm gonna keep on. I'll play that clip a little bit later. Will Smith, man, that clip was crazy. When I first saw, I was away. I looked at my phone and I saw that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. It was on my phone. It was blowing up. I'm like, wait a minute. Nah, he slapped him. Was it a comedy routine? Was it part of the Oscars? I had no idea the Oscars were on. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, nah. Because I didn't see it. All I saw was just a notification that it happened. I didn't see the video yet. So I just saw that the whole incident went down. I'm like, nah, that has to be a skit. That's got to be fake. So then I'm searching feverishly for the clip. And when I saw it, I was like, what is, I was confused. I thought it might have been fake. But now I know for 100% certainty that it wasn't fake. I did see what Jim Carrey said about it. Yes, I did. I'm going to get to that. I promise. And if I don't, please stay on my head and just let me get to it. Pun intended. And you'll see why in a minute. But anyway, so it's not fake. I could tell that for a few reasons. The first reason is Will Smith cursed live on television, not once, but twice. Not just in America. This is the Oscars shown in every country on planet Earth where they're going to allow it. Maybe not North Korea, but everywhere else. Every corner of the globe played this. Everybody, this is something that is not just like some kind of sitcom or some kind of show, some kind of just trash throwaway. This is the pinnacle of success in Hollywood. I'm not saying I really buy into all that. I'm just saying that's what this is. That's what it is. This is it. This is the pinnacle of success. And people follow these actors. They follow their lead. If an actor got on TV and said, hey, you know what, guys? I smoke crack. It's cool. You do it. People would do it. Not you guys in the audience. You guys are brilliant, but people do that kind of stuff. They do it. You see how trends, they quickly spread on social media, on TikTok and stuff like that. TikTok is a little app. It be some people on there dancing, and before you know it, your 14-year-old is in the room doing all kind of dance routines and stuff like that because what they see on their phone. Now imagine stuff like Fresh Prince, I Am Legend, Hitch, or whatever the movies are. You know, all these movies and TV shows and things that he has done throughout his life, very influential. The Oscars, seen all over the world. So I'm like, there's no way he would do that, but of course he did. Cussing on TV, big no-no. Because in other parts of the world, that is totally not permitted. In Japan, they would never let an expletive out on the airwaves. Very strict laws. You can't do that in Japan. You can't do that in other parts of the world. You can't do that here. That's why I was censored here. And then the aftermath, people were coming up to him in the commercial break, things you didn't even see. Tyler Perry came up to him, Bradley Cooper, Denzel Washington trying to calm him down. And his face, when you saw his face when he was being calmed down, it's like a little kid, just like lost, a lost little boy. That's what he looked like during the Oscars. After the whole thing went down, he was being consoled by all these guys. Now, this was terrible. It was a disgrace. I lost sleep over it. I was away. I was in the hotel, and I saw that on my phone. I tossed and turned because I knew what that meant. It's not just as simple as a fight between two guys because the whole world saw it. It's the biggest stage. You got Will Smith, Chris Rock, two black men, two titans of Hollywood, some of the biggest names ever. And this is what happens. All your goodwill, Will Smith, all your goodwill, all your years of being the good guy, being the good image, being the good role model, finished. One slap. Chris Rock did excellent. Did you know that Chris Rock has autism? Did you know that? Because everybody talking about these celebrities talking about, oh, Will Smith, we gotta protect women. Did you know that Chris Rock has autism called NVLD? A former autistic. Did you know that? Did you know that Chris Rock would get routinely jumped and robbed gunpoint in New York City throughout his whole childhood and into adulthood? Did you know that? He had to go to therapy for that, to work through all that kind of stuff. To go to a therapist because you keep getting robbed and beat up and jumped, gunpoint and everything else throughout your entire life. And that is your next experience on the stage. That happens to you. Chris Rock couldn't have done no better. He did excellent. Maintain his composure. He knows he can't fight Will Smith right there. If he fights Will Smith, it's not even about him getting beat up. He'd already been there getting beat up before in his life, like he says. It's not even about that. It's about how that looks. Two black men on stage, some of the biggest guys in the Hollywood world, megastars fighting on stage. No. You're at work. First of all, you're at work. You got a job to do. You got to finish out. Be professional. He showed the most grace you could possibly show in that situation. The most grace. Oh, man, that was, boy, I was heated. Heated. Steam coming out my ears like a tea kettle. Oh, boy. Jim Carrey threw all the woke stuff away and said something really good. I'm going to play what Jim Carrey said. But Will Smith, before I go to Jim Carrey, I gotta finish this. Will Smith did not slap Chris Rock for an alopecia joke. He didn't know she had alopecia. How's he gonna know that? He's not watching the Red Table Talk. Do you think Chris Rock is on Facebook watching the Red Table Talk? Listening to that ridiculous person, I almost cussed, ridiculous person babble about ridiculous, gross nonsense about how she slept with her son's friend in the house? Is Chris Rock listening to that? Nope. All he saw was a buzz cut hairstyle and said G.I. Jane 2. That's it. Furthermore, alopecia is not some kind of cancer. She's not dying of cancer. She's just bald-headed. That's all. Okay? Men have alopecia as well. It's not really a big deal. You just lose hair. That's it. You're not going to die from alopecia. To those that say that it was right for him to, quote unquote, defend her that way, this is why so many black men die behind women. I've seen it happen. I've witnessed it. I know a guy that got shot behind a girl. I know another guy that was right there. I was right there where the whole thing happened, where you almost got shot. That's a long story. But some girl was with some other guy pillow talking, and she had a boyfriend, and then she go back to the boyfriend and tell him what the other guy was saying about him, how he's weak and he ain't gonna do nothing. So the guy shows up, 2 big Desert Eagles on his chest, like right here in the holster, pointing at him like this. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over again. Guys will die behind that. So when you say something like that on TV and he does something like that, people are dumb and they will follow that. It's probably a guy that died that night trying to do something like that. Oh, because I'm mad about words, I'm offended, I'm going to go slap this dude because he said something about my girl. That guy pull out a gun and kill you. These guys ain't trying to fight. These guys, you slap some guy in the street, trying to okay, we have a duel, you get murdered right there. Murdered. It's a cemetery full of guys that have done the exact same thing, or in the penitentiary. And guess what? Guess what though? The funny part is, when you die for defending some woman over some little small thing like a hair joke, when you die or you go to the penitentiary, your girl is not going to be like, oh, he's my angel, he saved me. She going to be with the next guy on the day of your funeral, or when you get locked up, you going to call home, ring, ring. Hello? Where is Yvette? She don't want to talk. Click. That, oh boy. Whew. Man, I was so heated. So heated. Disgusting. Let's go to Jim Carrey. Hold on. Let's go to Jim Carrey. Because what he said was really on point. I liked how frank he was. I liked how he was just himself, in my humble opinion. All right, hold on. This was really good. Shout out to Jim Carrey for this. All this woke stuff and whatnot, I put behind him. I put behind him. What he said right here was right on point.
You watched it unfold, and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Thanks.
You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. Mm-hmm. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And it was just a selfish moment to cast a pall over the whole thing.
Big facts. Shout out to Jim Carrey for that. Jim Carrey, I mean, he said that perfectly. Perfectly. Couldn't say it no better myself. That was really good. So shout out to Jim Carrey. Matter of fact, hold on. Round of applause to Jim Carrey. Going back all the way to Living Color, to Ace Ventura, going all the way back there. Shout out to him for that. That was beautiful. I mean, there was no excuse for what he did. I mean, everybody, there's no colleagues on his side, except for a few Tiffany Haddish, little hood rats or whatever, saying, "Oh, yeah, defend me. All right, defend you." Then he died, and then you move on to the next guy, like how Tiffany Haddish do. But anyway, but Steve Harvey said nope. Shannon Sharp, nope. D.L. Hughley, nope. Nobody says that it's okay. And then let's talk about how Chris Rock is a comedian. His job is to roast the crowd. That's his literal job, is to roast the crowd. If you go to the Oscars and Chris Rock is hosting and you sitting right in the front row, you're gonna get roasted. And the joke wasn't even that serious. It wasn't even that bad. And there's some jokes written in the script that he's gonna read, because that's part of it. To keep the show going, keep it a little bit entertaining. That's his job. So why would you go to a place like that, get a joke, and then be mad? You see, the slap wasn't even about the alopecia. That's irrelevant. Jada has been on her own little Instagram or whatever, laughing about her own alopecia to herself. It's not even about that. What it's about is Will Smith being frustrated with Jada Pinkett. He wanted to slap Jada, but he can't slap Jada, so he slapped Chris Rock. He wanted to slap everybody that been talking about the entanglement, everybody talking about how he's weak and a eunuch and a cuck and all that kind of stuff. He wants to slap everybody for making fun of him, for mocking them, for teasing them, for what his own wife is doing to him that he's allowing to happen. For his weird kids, the two youngest one, the older one, Trey, is fine. The two younger ones are weird. Everybody knows it. The whole family, aside from Trey, they're all weird. Will's weird, Jada's weird, and Jada and Willow both weird. All of them. He failed as a father. He failed as a man, and he's realizing it, and he's frustrated because people are talking about it now. So what do? Rather than just working out your demons on your own time, you want to go assault Chris Rock. And again, Chris Rock, the bigger man in the situation, didn't even press charges. It's like, nah, I'm cool. I ain't gonna press charges. It's fine. But if I was Chris Rock, like Jim Carrey said, I'm going to sue your pants clean, smooth off. I'm suing your pants off, okay? You're going to be walking around with boxer drawers when I'm finished. No pants, no shoes, no socks. Just, you know what I mean? Early morning sunshine. That's what it's going to be. Oh, boy. Slapping me on TV? Nah. Steve Harvey said that he knows, meaning Will Smith, that Chris can't do anything in that situation. At the Oscars, his whole career would be in jeopardy by doing something to Will Smith, even though he would be right to defend himself in that situation. His whole career would be in jeopardy. I mean, he's been around since like the 80s on SNL, and you're going to throw that away? His whole career flashing before his eyes. Flashing before his eyes. New Jack City, SNL, Everybody Hates Chris. All of that flashing before his eyes in that one moment. He did right. He did right. Oh, man, Will Smith, anybody that says it would just do what he did, see, you got to understand, Chris Rock was in a vulnerable situation where he couldn't do anything. A lot of people are not going to just let you slap them and you just go home or go back to your seat. A lot of guys would kill you for that. You know, I've seen guys die for that. So it's not really a game when you allow that to be the example that's set for a lot of these people to emulate. People that just follow celebrities blindly and do what they do. Yeah, I don't like what this dude said about my girl, I'm going to slap him. Then they die and don't nobody care. It's like, whatever. On to the next. Whew, boy, Will Smith, he's got to go. The punishment from the Academy must be a permanent ban. They banned, who was that? Was it Kevin Hart from the Grammys over some old tweets, some old LGBT tweets or something like that? Isn't that what happened? Old tweets from like 10 years ago got Kevin Hart banned, or his job wasn't there at the Grammys. If I'm saying that wrong, y'all please correct me. So if you're able to get banned from old tweets, canceled for saying like one statement. Remember the whole thing with DaBaby, the rapper, where he came out and said something about HIV and LGBT at the same time, but not at the same time? he's done, actually. He's no more. His career is over with already because he offended the LGBT community by just saying something in the concert, and it wasn't even meant to be like, oh, if you're gay, you have HIV, which is the truth to a certain extent, especially if you're black. 1 out of every 2 gay black men will catch HIV. That's a fact, according to the CDC. But he didn't even say that. But he alluded to it allegedly, if you heard it like that, and that was enough to get him canceled. His career's over with. Kevin Hart, old tweets, getting canceled. So if you strike somebody on stage, I mean, what are you going to do? Kanye West, another one. He got banned from the Grammys as well, or he was going to perform, but that was rescinded because of the whole thing between him and Pete Davidson on social media. No physical interaction, no violence, just tweets. If you hit somebody on the stage at the Oscars, nah. Oh, and the Academy told him to leave after the show was over, but he refused to leave. He didn't even want to leave. So he's got to go. He has to go. He has to be permanently banned forever, and give the award back. Give it back because you damaged the whole situation. You damaged black males' image. You damaged the Oscars. You damaged Hollywood. You damaged everything. The whole night was ruined. Questlove won an award. Don't nobody know about that. I think Samuel L. Jackson may have won an award. Don't nobody know about that. The whole show, the whole night was ruined. The whole thing. Boy, Will Smith, that's definitely assault. Kanye Taylor Swift was nothing. All Kanye did was go on stage and just take that mic and talk. He didn't attack Taylor Swift. He didn't slap her in the face like Will Smith did. The whole Kanye thing is nothing compared to what Will Smith did. That's called stage crashing. That's not necessarily abnormal. ODB did that at the Grammys as well. That's not abnormal. It's not necessarily a good thing to do, but it's not like you hit somebody. You're not going to jail for stage crashing. You're not going to get a felony record for stage crashing. You're not going to hurt somebody from stage crashing. You know, that happens a lot, stage crashing. Lil Mama did that with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys in the New York song. It happens. So yeah, Will Smith, I'm done. I'm done with that weird family. I'm done with him. I'm done with Jada and her bald head. You know, I got the bald head in solidarity. It's okay to be bald. It's fine. Don't get so offended that you send this man to go throw his whole career away, throw his whole life away over nothing. They blame it on the white man. Is that what they're blaming it on? Yeah. R.I.P. ODB. And Kanye has actual diagnosed bipolar disorder. That's correct. Now, I'm not sure what Will Smith has, but it's something going on in his brain. Something ain't clicking all the way right. The elevator not going all the way to the top floor. He's a few trees short of a forest, a few crayons short of a full 64 count box. Something ain't really going all the way it should be in that little noggin he got going on. So, oh man, Jada Pinkett Smith is the reason why this is happening. He needs to divorce her ASAP. And really, it might be too late. The process to emasculate him, to feminize him is complete. It's complete. It probably was complete a long time ago, back when he was in that movie where he was a gay man, you know, doing what he was doing with the other man in the bed. But I ain't gonna go down that road. Or when he came in with Quincy Jones. You know, Quincy Jones has a reputation in Hollywood, but again, I'll leave it that alone too. All these guys, the Benny Hills and everybody, they got reputations. So maybe it was gone a long time ago, and we're just now seeing how it's going to play out in his advanced adulthood. How no masculinity and being constantly emasculated makes a man behave. Blame it on the CIA. Shout out to the CIA. All right. So, okay. Did I get everything I wanted to get to? I believe I did. But yeah, nobody can defend Will Smith in the argument with me and succeed. It's not going to happen. Because the thing about it is Will Smith can do what he did in that environment because he knows or he thinks that he won't get any kind of consequence. Like it's a movie or something. Like it's a TV set. But in the real world, you can die behind that. It's not even a game. It's not even really funny. Like you can die. And I've seen guys actually get shot, and I've seen guys die buying stuff just like that. So when anybody says, oh, he did the right thing, that's no. Just no. Oh, did you guys see this right here? Now, this is a stretch. You see the mainstream media, they're kind of losing their grip. This guy made this comparison. I think this is Ari Melber. Is that his name, from MS13DNC? Hold on one second here.
Peter Navarro seems to think that if he has a strong opinion about something, if he feels strongly about it, then the rules and the law doesn't apply to him. Do you see him at a certain point here as sort of the Will Smith of this probe? Peter Navarro.
So that they connected Will Smith to the January 6th probe. I lie to you not. They did that right on TV. I heard them mention Will Smith, January 6th, Russia, and Trump in like 5 words. It's like, it's to the point now where the media have no more vocabulary, no more imagination. So they just throw all the big buzzwords together. Will Smith, January 6th, Russia, Crimea, inflation. You know, it's like reading a tabloid when you watching mainstream media, which is why I don't watch the mainstream media. I see clips online, but that's it. How could you watch something like that? How could you sit there and watch that for like 8 hours? Or like if you were in a car shop getting your car worked on and that's on and you sitting there, how could you watch it? I would rather just go outside and play on my phone. I wouldn't want to watch anything like that for any extended period of time. I don't even really want to see the clip that much, but I got to watch it because it's ridiculous. And some people are watching stuff like that. So I got to see what's going on out there in these streets. Okay, I got to see what's happening. Exactly. Somebody said it right there. John Pearson said, now what trend? Next comedian to get to be slapped? Question mark. Exactly. Because when you do something like that, now you kind of give a green light to any other random drunk weirdo in the town near you to get offended at a comedian and go on stage and slap him. Okay. But matter of fact, hold on. I got a picture for that one. You guys may or may not have seen it. But, you know, you can't do that with everybody. You can't do that with everybody because sometimes these things don't go the way that people imagine. Hold on one second here. And thank you all for being here. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we got a little breaking news right here before I go to the picture. So Chris Rock spoke about what happened, but briefly. It's not too much here. It's not too much. Hold on. Yeah, we got audio. This is breaking just like right now, 8:28. So congratulations.
How was your weekend? I don't have like a bunch of shit about what happened. So if you came to hear that, I had like a whole show I wrote before.
So the audio's kind of muffled, but he was doing a show in Boston. Like he has a show. Like, he's continuing to work. Like he's not hard up for money. Somebody said it was staged. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Please don't say that no more. I understand why somebody might think it's staged, but it's not staged. He's not hard up for money. You might get paid $15,000 to host the Oscars, which is nothing. He has a whole big tour already ready to go. Already got sold out shows, so he's straight. But what they were asking him was in the crowd, hey man, what happened over the weekend? And everybody wanting to hear that, but he already had a show written and prepared. So he says, I don't have anything for that, but I will talk about it at some point, and it's going to be serious and funny. So you will hear about Chris Rock's whole situation soon, but just not right now. Okay. Yeah, it was bootleg audio because they were in the crowd probably recording on their phone, which they shouldn't be doing at a comedy show. That's a big no-no right there. You might mess around and, get locked up for that. But anyway, so let me go back to the picture I want to show you guys. Let me find that right quick. Speaking about running up on stage and attacking comedians, you can't do that. That's the biggest no-no. So shout out to Slink Johnson, a comedian over there in LA. Okay, so this right here is what could happen. Now, if you guys can't see the screen, you have a comedian by the name of Slink Johnson at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, and there's a crowd of people right there in front of him, and he has the pistol out pointing at him. I think it's part of a bit. He pulled a gun out and was like waving it around. I don't think it was a real gun. You know, like, I don't think anybody was like in danger. But what if somebody has a gun on stage and you run up on them and try to hurt them and then they kill you? You see what I'm saying? Like, that can happen. Some of these hood spots especially. I know guys are packing pistols in some of these hood spots. Like, you know, the Virginia Beach. Remember the Funny Bone, if you guys ever been there back in the day? I know guys being there with guns. I know the guys that run it. You know, they had no problem killing you. Okay, no problem. Go ahead and just laying you down, putting you right in the dirt. So don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. If you are offended by jokes, don't go to a comedy show. You know, you need to go somewhere else. Go to a classical music event. You could just hear some nice tunes, some Mozart, some Beethoven, and relax yourself. Okay, if you don't like comedy, then don't rock with it. It's fine. Everybody doesn't like comedy. It's not for everyone. But understand this. These guys are not playing out here with you. These guys got guns and they will kill you. They're not trying to fight. They're not trying to be up there slap boxing. Skip all that. How about I just shoot you? How about that? And then it's over with. Period. Ain't no slapping what? Man, please. Don't even, let's not even, you know, I'm the nicest guy in the world. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. But if you put your hands on me now, all bets are off. Fair fight ain't gonna be no equal, it won't be equal force coming back. I'll put it to you that way. No equal force, because I didn't touch you, don't touch me. I respect you. I give everybody their space. I show everybody love. Show me the same love and respect. That's all I would ask for. And Chris Rock got to be the same way, which is what he was. Just giving lighthearted jokes, same way does everybody else. Same way does for years. Oh, and then let's go back to 2016. He told a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith back then. But 6 years ago, you told a joke. So you still mad about that? You're not mad about the joke. You're mad about all the other things that have been going on around Jada for the past few years that don't involve Chris Rock. So you took that moment to take your anger out on Chris Rock. That's what happened. You did it publicly and violently to to puff your chest and really just demonstrate to the world that you're not really this pushover guy. It was an emotional outburst. It wasn't about Chris. It was about internal problems. Hey man, yeah, all my guns are in the lake. I can't get them no more, so I don't have no guns. But it will not be equal force, because don't touch me. Leave me alone. And I would never start a fight with somebody, ever. I'm not even that kind of guy. I'm a nice guy. But I will go to a different level if I have to. But anyway, you guys are the best audience in the world. If you enjoyed what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. We're going to get to the calls in a little bit. Super chats are on deck here first, so y'all hang tight for the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Okay. Let me see. Shout out to Leo Mazzino, who says, it's being reported that Will Smith was asked to leave the Oscars and refused. That's correct. So I'm not sure when he was asked to leave. I think it was after the event was over when he had the Oscar. Because remember, he was dancing around with the Oscar, you know, partying in the summertime, all that kind of stuff, which was gross. How are you partying right now when you slap the man on stage? You need to go. You need to leave right now and heal yourself. And don't have the police come in here and take you away, put you in the who's school. He's dancing around. At that point, they said, okay, we need you to go ahead and leave. He said, nope, I ain't going nowhere. I'm enjoying my night. See, they let him stay because he's Will Smith. That's that black privilege, huh? Look, if that was two white guys doing that, first of all, it wouldn't happen with two white guys. But if it did happen with two white guys, the guy would get arrested immediately. It wouldn't be because the guy wanted to press charges and the other guy would get arrested. That'd be it. It just wouldn't even go like that. And I think Will Smith knows that, so he wouldn't slap David Spade or Ricky Gervais or somebody like that. He wouldn't do it because he knows he's going to jail instantly, right away. It wouldn't be no grace. But you want to slap the black man because you know he's your friend. It'll be grace. That's why you do that. You want to hurt him, but you won't hurt. I move on. Apu says, R.I.P. Matthew Pern, the victim of DOJ corruption. Also, God bless J6, MAGA, Patriots, and DC jail solitary. Rep Matt Gates schooled FBI Assistant Director of Cybersecurity that federales didn't even know where the Hunter laptop was located. Totally corrupt. That's crazy. Apple also says ABL, pen or pencil, printing or cursive writing. Cursive and pen, definitely. Pencil for like doing sketches, and if I'm marking my wall to hang a picture or to paint or something like that. Yeah, so pen for writing, but pencil for like more practical applications, if that makes any sense. And cursive for writing all the time. Apple says ABL, potatoes baked and mashed, scallop, salad. Potato salad is nasty. Yes, I said it. Scallop, I'll take a mashed potato or a baked potato. A loaded baked potato or regular mashed potatoes with like a little bit of salt and stuff like that, but a little bit chunky at the same time. Yeah, so that's what I rock with. Fries, hash browns, tater tots, onion rings, hash browns. Out of those. Thank you to Josh Fox, who says, what's up, ABL? I'm moving to Florida, from Florida to Tennessee this summer. Do you know if Tennessee is considering passing bills outlawing sexual identity convos in school like Florida did? Seems like more red states would do this. I think that's been done. I'm not quite sure. I got to talk to the state reps. But if it's not been done, I think it will be done for sure. Potato salad is nasty. It is what it is. Don't hate. Maybe I've had the wrong kind of potato salad. Gravy is nasty. Potato salad is nasty. It is what it is. Don't hate on my preference. But maybe it's just me. I don't like it. The texture, potato salad is like an open-faced chicken salad with no chicken. It's just weird. Do I do animation? No, I don't. Hold on. Apple says, ABL fans, what's your best Will Smith movie? Independence Day, Men in Black, Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend, Bad Boys After Earth, Hancock, for sure. Hands down. I love Hancock. That's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But it's been ruined because of Will doing this. I'm a big fan. I've seen that multiple times. I've seen that many times. I Am Legend was good as well, but definitely Hancock was fantastic. Because of the story and the message behind it, it was really, really deep. Really, really deep. I really enjoyed that. Oh, man, that was a fantastic movie. I love it. I watch that. I can watch that any day of the week. But anyway, thank you to Kayas, who says, boycott Disney. Hopefully Florida raids Disney World. They should. Apple says, Jay Farrell, best impression artist ever, Principal Fry. Yeah, that was my principal because I went to school with Jay Farrell. He was like a grade or two below me. But yeah, Principal Fry was our principal at school in Chesapeake, Virginia. Shout out to Jay Farrell. Yeah, Jay Farrell is the one who said that Chris Rock has a form of autism called LVLD, non-verbal learning disorder. Yep, I didn't even know that. So shout out to Jay Farrell, one of the best, in my opinion, impressionists ever. Thank you to the Anti-View, who says, who is this new host? I do not recognize you without your hat. Hit the like button for ABL. Thank you for that. Thank you to Leo Mazzino, who says, what's your favorite snack? Like nachos, like like corn tortilla chips, blue corn tortilla chips with some chunky salsa. That's my snack. That's perfect right there. Or, you know, some sugar, some cookies or something like that. But definitely the corn nachos. I got some in the jank right now. Let me see. The Anti-View says, Madison is not suicidal, just saying. There you go. You're correct. Kyrie's Proximus, thank you for your donation, who says, protect Madison Cawthorn. They might come for him. They may. Thank you to Monique Price, who says, hey, ABL, do you think that one day there might be the emergence of a new Hollywood equivalent? Sort of like the death of mainstream media leading to independence. That's a good question. I think that the new Hollywood is already here. Because look at all these guys and girls doing TikTok and YouTube and getting a lot of views. King Batch and all these people. A lot of people are getting a lot of views on the internet just doing skits and whatnot. So I think the new Hollywood is here. But it's not seen in the same light as Hollywood because it's not so cliquish. Because it's more spread out and they have smaller little groups that do certain things or individuals doing certain things. And I think the entertainment we have better entertainment now than we had back then. You have the guy, what's his name? KB or something, the black guy in Italy. He does like silent stuff. So you have a lot of variety of entertainment. It's not just pigeonholed to one thing in Hollywood. Hollywood is more glamorous because of all the designer clothes and Los Angeles and the all the glitz and the glamour of the scene is there, but the entertainment is outside of Hollywood. Because who watched The Shape of Water? Did anybody see that movie? Has anybody seen King Richard at all, actually? I've not seen that yet, but I've seen plenty of online skits that are very well done and more entertaining than Hollywood stuff, in my opinion. Thank you to Liam Mazina, who says, what about teaching ABCs and teaching them how to write their name? That makes sense to me. Thank you to JQ for becoming a ABO supporter. Thank you to Liam Mazina for being a supporter. What did I say, 21 months, if I'm not mistaken? 21 months. He also says charter schools and school vouchers needed. Thank you to You Matter to God, who says, my pastor posted an article showing how Pfizer is in their third trials for a drug for alopecia. Coincidence? I think not. I think it's a coincidence. You know, I think that it was just, man, that was really unfortunate what happened at the Oscars. That, okay, I'm gonna just say this. Even if it was staged, that makes it worse because they agreed to go in there and do that to make themselves look terrible. That'd be worse. It'd still be bad, but it wasn't staged. But if it was, it'd be worse because you made an agreement to go out there and embarrass us in front of the whole world, embarrass the Oscars, yourself, black men, comedy, film. You embarrass everybody. If you agree to do that, if that was pre-planned, it makes it worse. But it wasn't. You see, if it was pre-planned, that means Chris Rock was in on it. But Chris Rock is the victim here, period. Thank you to Sheffy, who says, no hat. That's right, man. Very, very observant. Thank you to the anti-view, who says, hat lives matter. Thank you to Chili and Versatile, who says, no amount of money could fix the horrors of the past. Us black folk need to learn to forgive and move on. Yes, we studied the past and never forget, but move forward, black folk. Come on now. I'm right there with you. Chilla Versatile, 100%. Buffer's Windshield says, didn't the Egyptians, Africans hold the Jews as slaves for 400 years? Reparations African Americans should get, then go straight to Israel. Thank you to the anti-view, who says, come on, ABL, you know what happened. Will got the look from her and the side dude flashing his head, so Rock got slapped because Will had to show her. Yeah, look, I'm like Tupac right now. I'm acting just like Tupac. That's what happened. That is such a common thing to happen. I've seen a lot of guys do that and end up dead. So it's like you got to think before you do something like that. Thank you to Daryl Alexander, who says, not so amazing Lucas called me a COON because I said that we lack the financial literacy as a whole to do the right thing with the reparations if received. That's you said it right. Unless we change our mindset, no change will come. Exactly. And that's the whole point. It's like, okay, if you're getting the money to change things, to improve things, that's not going to happen right now with our current mindset. The stimulus money was there. What do we do with that? Nothing positive. So why would it be different with reparations? Now, I'm not saying that for everybody, but too many of us would do that. And that's beyond a black or a white thing to a certain extent, because a lot of Americans would just blow the money. They get money and blow it. If you never had money, you don't understand how to do with money, you just blow it. That's what happened. Thank you to Clayton Clark, who says that slap will hurt till August. If Chris Rock would have said that, that'd have been fantastic. But Chris knows if he would have said that, that would have made it worse, because at that point, Will would have just snapped further and tried to fight. And he doesn't want that to happen. Thank you to the anti-view, who says baldness is funny only when Will is on Arsenio. Yeah, I saw that little clip when he was on Arsenio talking about the guy being bald and, oh, it was only a joke, all this, that, and the third. It's so silly. It's so silly. But this is where we are. Man, oh man, Will Smith, you got to be the biggest moron in the universe to do something like that on stage at the Oscars. Are you stupid? Both versus Windshield says no slap. Close your eyes. Listen to the video. I mean, we're not going to do that. But thank you for you. I understand. But I promise. It wasn't staged. It wasn't fake. I promise. Scout Sonner. I don't know how to do the little hand sign. Scout Sonner. It wasn't fake. Thank you to Rod, who says, did y'all know that Samuel L. Jackson received his first Oscar award that night? Guess his times of forgetting the good men and frying the bad. Such a shame. Exactly. Like the whole show was overshadowed by what happened. Jordan 84 says ABL, David Carroll will be all over this. Yeah, RP to my man David Carroll. You know Will Smith misrepresented black men because that is a stereotype of black men. Yes. That's a stereotype right there. Low impulse control, violent, dangerous. That's what they say. And you go out there in front of the whole world and do that. I mean, pitiful. Disgraceful. Shout out to Damn DJ. Damn DJ says, how did Chris get slapped and not at least touch his face? I've been slapped and it's an immediate response to coddle this thing if you're not violent. I think Chris didn't understand what was going on. He didn't really understand. It's like you don't expect Will Smith to get out of his seat and slap you on stage at the Oscars. So he's like in shock. He's like trying to figure out, okay, what's happening? He's trying to figure out, okay, what's next? Do I need to fight? Because if you noticed, when he got slapped, he went like this. He kind of like got into almost a fighting stance for a moment and then got recomposed. Rather than going like that, he went with his hands almost in the fighting stance, but he kind of backed off and got himself recomposed. You see what I'm saying? It was a lot going on in a very short period of time. Thank you to the anti-view who says, I'm going to copy Apu, ABL, what are your favorite and living colors characters? Fire Marshal Bill or Dracula is mine. It's hard to remember. I remember Fire Marshal Bill, though, Jim Carrey. Shout out to Jim Carrey playing that role. Let me tell you something. That was a good character. The scammer guys, they were a funny character. Jackie Productions or something like that, they were good. Homie the Clown, of course, always. There were a few. Yep. Pete Sangria says, Jada Smith complained about Oscars so white. Now, thanks to Will, Oscars so ghetto. Exactly. You turn the Oscar awards into the Source Awards, into the when you had who was that? Suge and whatnot. That was Thank you to Farna Faye who says the first and only year they have an all-black production company. It's almost one of our own cousins that got to set us back 100 years. Exactly. You had Will Packer there. You had everybody there. All this black woke stuff. And what did we do? Fight. Black Bomb 6 says, Willow's a real Cleveland Brown from the Family Guy. Nice and nasty. When Cleveland discovers his ex Loretta cheating on him with Quagmire, keeps his cool till he doesn't, attacks Quagmire instead of her. Well, that's a different story right there. I mean, he should have, if Will was going to attack anybody, it should have been that boy that was in the house. You know what I mean? That right there, if you come into your house and you see your wife with a man, I mean, at a certain point, I'm not going to say what happened, but crime of passion, you understand what I'm saying? And both of y'all might have to feel it. But I'll move on. Thank you to Farna Faye who says, Chris Rock saved the integrity of the black race, if you ask me. Yes, he did. If he would have been on stage fighting, tussling, Tom Ford, a tuxedo fighting on stage, no. A true professional and kept his composure the entire time. Will embarrassed Philly. Will embarrassed everybody. Thank you for that. He also, Farna Faye also says, the joke made sense because Jada had a green dress with a bald head and looked mean. SH, Will ain't going to pull up on August. I've seen her like that. Exactly. Thank you to, I can't read your name, Kurt, for the mic drop donation. Thank you to Love Live Serve, who says, what happened to Uncle ABL channel? Need advice about how to make money. Been out of work for 6 months because of a jab. Working healthcare, and I'm broke now. Well, I need to do that, don't I? That's a good recommendation. Let me get on that. Thank you to Lisa White, who says, you should play the interview where Jada is explaining to Will publicly why she has cheated like 1,000,000 times. He looks broken, should be furious. Man, that interview, there were so many interviews that she did aside from that. You can't help but be embarrassed and become broken as a man if that is who you with. If you with her and you got to protect her, you got to deal with her, you're going to be broken. He has to leave her. He has to leave her. I'm not an advocate of breaking up couples, but come on. This is abuse at a certain point. He's being abused by her. All right, let me go to the next one. Thank you to the anti-view who says, tip, do not sit near the front at a comedy club if you cannot laugh at yourself. Shaking my head, life is too short. Hit the like button. Exactly. 100%. Thank you to Justice Smith who says, only beta males don't agree with what Will did. Beta males are the ones that would do what Will did. Beta males would agree with what Will did because they don't mind dying. They don't mind dying for a woman. You see what I'm saying? That'll probably be with the next guy, the actual alpha, when he's dead. Beta males are the crash test dummies. Alphas are not. And I don't mean beta as in like it's probably not even the correct term. Beta versus alpha. It's not the correct term. I'm talking about guys that are, what they call them, simps. Guys that will do anything for a woman. That's not necessarily a beta. That's just somebody that is not a man. Not masculine. You could be a beta and still be masculine. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't have to be the big top dog all the time, the biggest. Because if that was the case, everybody would be an alpha, right? You can't. That's not how that works. Joe Ryder 84 says, why isn't Nick Cannon canceled? I'm not sure why he would be. F Ranger Xbox says, on the Arsenio Hall show, Will Smith made a bald joke about. Yeah, I saw that video. Thank you to Sean B, who says, emotional damage. Emotional damage. Thank you to Leo Mazzino, who says, just read Bruce Willis has aphasia. He's retiring. Yes, very unfortunate. Shout out to Bruce Willis. And thank you to several more who says, that ain't the man Uncle Phil raised. It sure isn't. It sure isn't. A super simp. Oh, my goodness. A guy like that would die in real life. And I'm not wishing death on anybody. I'm just saying that's what happens. I've seen it happen a lot. I've seen guys die behind that kind of stuff all the time. Crash test dummy getting sent out there to die. Okay. Buff versus Windshield says, Will and Jada are a black version of Prince Harry and Meghan. Well, that's a good point, but I think Prince Harry and Meghan are worse. No, pardon me. I think Will and Jada are worse. Because I don't hear Meghan talking at all. Quiet. She's like the first Amber Rose. Except for that one interview they had with Oprah. She don't do no talking. That's good. Good woman. Be quiet. Just hush. Shh. But on the other hand, Jada got a whole podcast talking about how bad Will is. The whole podcast is dedicated to attacking Will Smith. Red Table Talk, how about I Hate Will Smith show? Starring the person that hates him the most, me, Jada Pinkett Smith, the wife. Hey, I hate Will Smith. On today's episode of How I Hate Will Smith, he cries all the time. Talk for 2 hours about how he cries all the time. They got a podcast too, Harry and Meghan, but they talk about just normie stuff, not about how bad Harry is. But I digress. We got calls to get to, of course. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. If the Skype does not work properly, please do not blame me. Blame the white man. Blame Will Smith slap at the Oscars for Skype not working right, because it's not my fault. You know, that's just not what's going on. A whole podcast, I Hate Will Smith, starring his number one hater, Jada Pinkett Smith. And them weird kids. Bring the kids on. Hey, kids, do you love daddy? No, I hate daddy. F daddy. 701, you're on the line. I'm speaking to.
The Anti-View, how are you doing this evening?
I'm well. About yourself?
I'm doing okay. So one thing you said was anyone who says he did the right thing, I would say has not been at a bar close on a Friday or Saturday night in Chicago.
Okay, you got to explain.
Well, if he hit him to stand up for his girl or what, that's what the right thing is to do. I'm not saying that you are incorrect. I'm saying the other people that saying what he did is right.
Right.
They have not been at a bar close on a Friday or a Saturday at the end. Because that's when all the fights happen. That's when all the, oh, you looked at my girl wrong. Oh, you looked at my man. Oh, I saw you dancing with my man when I was that's what just happened at the Oscars.
Yeah. And then, you
know what I mean?
And then in that situation at a bar fight, I've seen that before where a guy died at a bar. I've seen guys get killed inside the club on a dance floor or stuff like that.
100%.
Yep.
100%. I'm close to the cities, and before Minneapolis died, try to go up and go out, at least once in a while. I got kids, but I got to try to be me too. Now it's nope. I got my basement finished. We can just hang out down there and play pool. I don't want anything to do with anybody else's drama. I am way too grown for that.
That's right.
And it totally broke my heart too. I mean, I was raised by Uncle Phil. I went home from school to Fresh Prince. That was waiting for mom to get home from work, was being raised by that. Speaking about the Grammys, did you hear, or no, the Oscars, did you hear about the $140,000 grab bags they all got?
No.
Yeah, $140,000 grab bags that the Oscar nominees get. And that's actress, actor, supporting for both, and the director. So 25 people plus the 3 hosts. That's $3,920,000 that they got in gift bags just for being nominated and being there.
It's a big event. They spent like $45 million total on the whole event. So I'm not surprised that they spent $3 million on those bags, and they spent $50 million total. That makes sense. It's a big event.
Yeah, totally. And it made me nauseous when I read that, because one of the things when I was growing up, I used to tell my mom is, why do singers make more than teachers? Why do actors make more than doctors and nurses? Like, I figured it out, $3,900,000. Okay. Number one, the $140,000 alone could pay off my student loan debt and pay for 6 women to stay at my assisted living for 2 months. But $3.9 million, that is 5.5 years worth of 6 elderly people living at my amazing assisted living. For 5 years, they could live there and not have to pay a dime.
That's a long time.
It makes me nauseous. So I hope that you have a wonderful night. I hope that I started off the callers on a non-drunk, non-any other BS, and I hope you have a good night.
Thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, I got some breaking news right here too. Hold on one second. So thank you to Lovely T for this. Great YouTuber. So she provided another angle of the slap, and you guys are able to see Jada's reaction. Hold on one second here.
Yeah, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth. I'm going to, okay?
So you see her right there on the left, and then Will right there on the right. Let's see if it starts over right quick.
That was the greatest night in the history of television.
So it's a joke right there he just gives out to try to make everything good. And Jada laughs at the joke. Jada laughs at that joke that he just told. You could tell her head, and she hit her hands like that. So she did laugh at that joke.
Okay. So we are here to give a documentary.
So let's start from the top and see if it's going to play again.
Here is an angle most most people have not seen. Look at Jada's reaction.
So when he gets slapped and he acknowledges it, she laughs. She's ha ha ha, pulling over. Okay, we seen enough. We seen enough. We seen enough. Laughing, and she'll laugh when you die too. That's what's going to happen. But let's get to some more calls. Hold on. Let's go to some more. We're gonna go 559. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, Patrick from California. How's it going?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Good, man. Hey, you know, what do you think about Biden canceling the immigration policy down at the border?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, actually.
So there was a COVID policy in place that was holding immigrants at the border due to COVID, and so he's canceling that. And so it's been on the news today, and I was just thinking that, you know, it's surprising that the states didn't immediately turn around and declare like a lawsuit or some sort of an injunction to try and stop him from doing that. I haven't seen that yet, but I mean, you know, even though you don't know anything about it, would you be surprised to see something of that nature in the future?
I mean, no, not from this, not from these people. I'm not surprised anymore about anything. Whatever they decide to come up with, I'm not really surprised.
Right. And so, you know, I just want people to still stay focused on the border as well, because it's so important. They're saying now that they're expecting the highest record this year of illegals to be coming through, beating the 1.7 million number. And so, I mean, that's just astonishing. They didn't say an exact, but I can't imagine that much volume of illegal immigrants coming through our border. The insanity has to stop before we just don't have a country anymore. Anyway, I just wanted to get that across to everybody watching your show, and thanks so much for your time, ABL, and take care.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it. All right, let's get to a few more here. Let's go to 951 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Nathan from California. How you doing today?
It's all good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, you know what? I watched your last video about reparations in California. And, you know, it got me thinking, I mean, tell me your opinion, too. Either it's about getting votes for the upcoming elections, or, you know, how are they going to figure who pays these reparations? Because obviously it'll be tax money. You know, are they going to tax everybody, or are they going to only tax people who are descendants from people who, you know, had slaves? You know, because you know, to me, it's all about. I think it's all about the votes, just to get the votes, give these, you know, false hopes to people, and guarantee, you know, another term in office for them.
Well, they're going to tax everyone, and they're going to raise taxes probably to pay, and it's not necessarily about votes because they already have the votes really in California. I think it's more just about trying to please their base they already have, because they say, okay, we did something for the black community, reparations, all that and the third. So it's just trying to cater to their base that they already have.
Yeah, I mean, because like you mentioned earlier in your video, it's been, you know, over 100 years, and yet there's been no reparations paid. So I don't know why this topic keeps coming up. It's just like they don't want to tell people, no, it's not going to happen, or they just don't want to come up with a solution, because I don't think there is a solution that's going to be fair for everyone, because, you know, like my family, my grandparents came through as immigrants. You know, obviously we weren't here for slavery, so if they tax everybody, how's that going to be fair to the people who didn't take part in that, or the people, you know, who fought against slavery? It just seems like I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're trying to actually find an answer. There's something else going on with it.
I hear you.
Other than that, I just want to say thank you for your videos. You know, I appreciate them. I'm a self-employed person, so I'm always watching your videos while I'm driving, and you give a lot of good information. And I just want to say I appreciate you.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. Let's go to a few more. And the phone lines are blowing up. Y'all please hang tight. 415, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, ABL?
Yes.
I'm online?
You're live. Turn your stream down in the background for me, please.
Oh, I turned it off right now.
All righty, what's happening?
Can you hear me?
I hear you well.
All right. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, it's all good. Can't complain. About yourself?
I love your show, my friend. I'm great. Thank you so much.
All right, so what's on your mind?
Hey. Okay, well, a lot. But here's the thing. I just want to bring up Samuel Jackson because all this other stuff has been overshadowed. I mean, that one incident was overshadowed with all his life's work. I mean, the guy has been, like, crazy busy. I mean, his resume is off the charts. And all this talk about the slap, it's like, what about snakes on the plane and do the right thing and all this? I mean, guys, like, what happened? What happened?
That was a whole big mess. I mean, once that happened, it was over. Once that happened, nothing else that night even happened. It didn't even matter. You could have somebody that has a career pinnacle achievement, 30 years, 40 years in the making. Doesn't matter. Because once that happens, it's all wiped away.
You know what's so discerning is that the and I don't like to use the whole black-white thing. It's boring to me. And the whole thing about we behave badly because I'm a black guy. The fact is, yeah, okay, we do sometimes behave badly, but that's like a small fraction of everything in the global scale. Why is that so big? It's not that big. I mean, it's sad that it happened, but next, let's go on. Okay, fix this later.
It's much deeper than that. It's so much that goes into it because on a stage like that, you can't do something like that. You just can't. It's like if a presidential candidate pulls his pants down in front of the whole world. Or like let's say Biden did something like that, pulls his pants off on TV.
Don't use that guy as an example.
but you understand what I'm saying? Like
God bless him though. God bless him. He is the president. So
if you do something, if you're like a big figure on a big stage and you do something just crazy, you can't really get beyond it.
Well, I guess you're right on that, but I mean, again, back to Samuel L. Jackson. I just think that his accolades, his resume is off the charts, and it's like, how does that just got like debunked? I mean, nobody talks about that. It's like, why not?
I mean, I explained to you. So it is what it is.
Anyway, back to you though, brother. Great work on your show, everything you do. You're a smart guy. I'm sending you all the prayers and blessings from California, from San Francisco. I know I'll call me California. Okay, everybody talks about us, but keep going. Keep going, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Peace out, bro.
All right, shout out to the caller. And thank you all for being here. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Let's go 305. Okay, 305. A little bit too slow to the trigger on that one. I'm going to try to get you again, 305. 305, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Walter. Yeah.
All right, turn your screen off for me in the background, please.
Yeah, turn it off.
All righty, what's happening?
Oh, how's it going, ABL?
That's all good, man. Can't complain.
Number one, I love the show. I watch the show the whole time, and thank you for doing the show. You're very insightful. Thank you because I watch it the whole time.
Thank you.
The only thing I want to talk about is the Oscars. I'm like, I can't believe that everybody stood up and applauded him after he just assaulted somebody. And then he goes to the after party, parties the whole time. He's not sorry. He's just saying that he's sorry because he has to say it. But he's not sorry. He doesn't care. He likes what he did to Chris Rock. And I hope Chris Rock doesn't accept his apology instead of saying, okay, I'll accept your apology once you put $300 million in the bank account. But I can't believe nobody did nothing, and they just applauded this guy for slapping somebody.
Right,
So,
exactly.
And then I also saw Candace Owens. She said it exactly the same thing. This guy went in front of TV, the woman saying, "Oh, I wanted to do something good for a long time," and he's just there taking it. Like, how do you do that? How do you just stay there and then just accept that? And I mean, Will Smith is a good actor. I do watch his movies, but come on. When is it going to be enough? At the end of the day, you got to say, this woman's not good for me. Plus, she's not a 10, by the way. So I don't know. She's not a 10. But also, thank you for your show. I always keep watching. And I was a Democrat. And once Trump went into office and all the things he did for America, they started changing the ideas, everything. You guys, the way you talk, the way you put, the way you say things, and with facts. It's like, it's true. This is what's going on. This is what's going on in America. So I like the show. Please continue. I watch it the whole time, every day, every day. So thank you for what you're doing, and I enjoy watching the show. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Right.
Great call. Shout out to the caller. The lines are blowing up. I'm going to try to get to everybody as soon as I can. Y'all, please hang tight. Let's go to... Hold on. All right, hold on. Let's go. 601, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. What's up, Justice?
All righty. What's going on?
So I have a question.
All right.
It's kind of a rhetorical question because I already know the answer. You're married, right?
Yeah.
Did you defend your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question.
All right.
Does one black person represent the rest of us?
Well, no.
Okay, then. Last question. Have you ever slapped anybody or gotten in a fight with anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm getting at. It's not that big of a deal that a husband defended his wife, especially something that his wife takes really personal. And yes, you can share personal things. Like, I share personal things. Hopefully my friends don't ever talk about it. And I'm saying that to say, these guys have been friends for years, like 20 plus years. They've been friends longer than I've probably been alive. And even with my friends, I have a girlfriend I'm finna get engaged to. We've been together for 4 years. I wouldn't want my best friend talking about my soon-to-be wife, especially like something that's personal. That's just me. Now, I probably wouldn't slap him, but I would kind of get mad. I would get mad.
Okay,
I
pause.
Hold
on, wait, pause. Why wouldn't you slap him? Why wouldn't you slap him?
Because that's just me. That's just me as a person.
But the question was why?
Yeah, that's not me as a person. That's that.
But why? Why not? What's stopping you from doing it? Why not slap him?
I feel like my voice is enough.
Oh, okay.
But that's just me. I'm not the rest of the, 3.7 billion men. Everybody's different. Everybody's raised different. Everybody thinks different. That's just me personally. And I hate when people say like, "Oh, Will Smith set us back 100 years." First of all, can you name one group that liked us as a collective before that incident happened?
Who can say that? Who can really say that? I'm not really sure. All I know is that you can't sit there and tell me that was a good look for black men. You can't say it. It's impossible. If I asked you the question, hey, was that a good look for black men? You can't say yes. If you did, you'd be a liar. Point blank, period.
I respect you, ABL, but that's where you and me are different. I don't look at it as him representing black men.
I didn't ask you. I ain't ask you all that. I asked you a question from my point of view. I asked you a question. Was it matter of fact? Here it is. We're gonna do it right now. Was that a good look for black men? Yes or no? Please answer, sir.
I can't answer
No. You like, okay, you called me asking questions. You said you married, you're going to defend your wife, you slapped somebody. I answered your questions, didn't I? Yes or no, didn't I?
Yeah.
So you do the same thing for me.
No.
No. You did it, so now I'm doing it. If you can't answer, I know the answer. The answer is that it was not a good look for black men, but you don't want to say that because you don't want to be wrong in your argument here. It was not a good look for no, sir. That was not a good look. 2 black men on stage at the Oscars, 2 black men, Will Smith, Chris Rock, 2 of the biggest black actors ever on stage at the Oscars. And you have Will Smith getting the pinnacle of success, actor of the year at the Oscars. That was a good look. No, it wasn't. And just say the truth. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Like I said, my question that I asked you was like, what's 2 + 2? You're asking me like, is a catfish organs?
No. It's simple. It's simple. It's not difficult. It's difficult because you don't want to answer it. You want to try to finagle your way out of it. No. You want to try to finagle your way out of it. That's why it's like complex to you. It's a simple question. It's yes or no question. I didn't ask you what's the what's this equation? How you solve this particular long equation? I didn't ask you all that. I didn't say reach pi from a long equation. I said, was it a good look for black men? Very simple question. Yes or no question. You can't answer it because if you answer it, you know that's going to kill your argument. Period.
No.
Okay.
It's because Will Smith and Chris Rock are 2 individuals. They don't represent black men.
On that stage, they absolutely do because come on, man. Like, nobody has ever done that on the stage like that before, ever. And when it happens, who is it going to be? 2 black men. And understand the context. The stereotype is already a stereotype already there. The stereotype is black men that always want to fight, low impulse control, low IQ. That is a stereotype that already exists. And you go on stage and prove that stereotype right. Terrible look for black men. Terrible look for black men.
See, I guess we just look at it different because I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a husband defending his wife.
Why would you look? See, that ain't how you defend your wife because of words, because of a joke at a comedy routine. That's not how you defend your wife. You a moron if you do something like that because you must run and die or put her in danger because you want to act violent. That's not how you defend your wife. That's just you acting out. No. What happened was he was upset at a bunch of other things that had been going on that were mostly Jada's fault for her embarrassing him on TV talking about entanglement, saying he can't do it right, all this, that, and the third. He was upset about all that. So rather than slapping her, he slapped Chris. That's what happened. He didn't defend her. He defended his own self and what was going on inside. She really is a problem, but he's lashing out at him because of what she had been doing. That was not defending your wife. And even if it was, which it wasn't, even if it was, that's a way for him to get hurt and for her to get hurt too. That's like pulling the gun out when you don't have to, and then the guy pulls his gun out and kill both of y'all because you're not thinking about the situation because you're emotionally damaged already and you just lashing out. I'll give you the last word. I got some more calls.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, they don't represent black men. All right, Alec Baldwin didn't represent all white men when he shot that person. You know, nobody thinks like that. Like, it's only when black people do something we're considered as a collective, but when white people do stuff, they're not considered as a collective or anybody else. So I just want us to stop with the black man is damaging. Like, they didn't like us from the get-go. Like, we need to stop asking for validation and just stop worrying about whatever people think of us and just put it as an individual level. He did this to that person, not these black people are this. Because nobody ever talks to anybody about any other group that does way worse than what we do. And they do way worse than what we do statistically wise and by population wise. So I'm just leaving it at that. You can have a nice day, ABL.
Thanks for the call.
All right.
Oh boy. But nah, that was probably the worst thing I ever seen on TV. All right, we back? Okay. Cool beans. So I had a power outage briefly because it's raining out here, so I guess that kind of messed it up. So that's what happened. And that's pretty much all that happened. I don't know what else. I'm trying to do my chat box, but it's not coming up. So let me go ahead and restart everything. Shout out to y'all for still hanging around. But yeah, that was crazy. Little brief power outage, but I'm back. All right. Hey, the timing was perfect, wasn't it? It ended right at the time where the call ended, right at the time where my phone went out. All right, Tariq, what's happening?
And that is insane. And what's frustrating Black people like that is this is why Black issues never get solved, because every time we do something, we want to try to make excuses for it or scoot it up underneath the rug. How does he think stereotypes come about? Stereotypes come about when they see a group of people doing the same thing over and over again. And what Black people do is we promote negative images. All you have to do is look at our music, hip hop. It's not even the same like it was in the 1980s. It went from positive to having sex with everyone, killing your own brother, robbing them, and using drugs. We don't think that when we put out this image in front of the world, there's not going to be a generalization of how Black people behave. Seriously. And then, we go to the Oscars and we play out that generalization. Like, I swear, bro, I thought I was in the hood watching that, man. I was like, it's like two men with a lot of money. And, Chris Rock is not to blame for none of this. This is all Will. So, it's just sad that he had to take the brunt of it. But to go up there and slap this man. Now, think about this. What if Chris Rock hit him back? Do you know what would have happened? Then they would have had to call the police to break two Black men up from fighting. Like, seriously, that would have been this hurt us. So a lot of people, what they want to try to do, especially Black people, because like I said, a lot of our people are so used to not taking accountability and then wonder why the problems never change. It's that they want to sweep it on the rug or call it fake or like deflect instead of just addressing the problem. If you don't want our people to be embarrassed like this, we got to start addressing these problems and tackling it, not acting like Tiffany Stupid Haddish talking about, what Will did was protecting his wife. And I look at Tiffany Haddish, that's why no man wanted to be with you. Like, what man seriously want to be with Tiffany Haddish? She's very uncouth. She acts like a stereotype. Who wants to be with her? What man is going to sit there and ruin his whole life and career because somebody made a joke about their wife at a comedy club? That is a stupid, sensitive beta male. You know what I'm saying? And the majority of the women who are saying they want a man like that, that's why they ain't got no man. Because ain't no man stupid enough to put themselves in a situation. You sit in the front row at a comedy club and you expect no one to say anything about you. Like, get out of here, man. And then the other thing, bro, the G.I. Jane joke, that was not like... How was that offensive? That was mild. And was G.I. Jane sleeping around with a bunch of men or something? Like, or was she some woman who would kick everyone's butt? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I hate this thing where people are saying Will defended his wife as if Chris Rock was some villain coming to beat up his wife. He made a G.I. Jane joke. And if you looked at it, he was about to go right on with the next kid. No one thought about it, but no, sensitive, emotional Will, because, he wants to be a man that allows his wife to sleep with a lot of different men, which is unnatural and not normal. He wants to take it out on Chris, man. And I hope, some major big punishment goes against Will, man, because that's not accepted. And no Black man should be applauding that, especially knowing that Black men are filling up the jails for making stupid decisions like that, for getting very emotional, for attacking. And then when you talk to them in jail, they're like, dang, man, I wish I never did that, man. I wish I calmed down. I wish I didn't let my emotions get the best of me. Like, man, Black men need to learn, be leaders, and stop making excuses. Because I don't do the whole race talk thing, but it sounds like all the white man has to do is set a trap. And because a lot of us are so sensitive and emotional, we will act in the way that the white man set, and we go right to jail or just end up dead because we're so just childish. We can't control our emotions, and like we can just get it wherever and wherever. That's all I got to say, bro.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Perfectly said. That was right on point. Right on point. A lot of Black men in the cemetery dead ain't coming back because of that kind of behavior. And then people want to promote it like it's okay. It's like, why? What's the purpose? Les, what's happening?
Hey, ABL, how are you?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Good. We are saying hi from your home state, Tennessee, actually here.
So you're in Tennessee now?
Yeah, beautiful state. We've been here for almost a week now.
Oh,
Love
wow.
it.
So how's the experience?
It's good. I was here many years ago prior to having kids, and it was different than what it is now because we're in Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg has gotten really busy, in the past decade plus years.
Oh yeah, a lot of new people moving out there. A lot of Californians out there, actually. So it's a little different. Yeah.
It's funny though, because we were so happy we already found 3 Trump stores. So
yeah.
We went out and bought our gear.
They got Trump buttons.
Yeah. So we had the little power glitch too out here. So it was pretty funny. When yours went down, ours went down out here too.
Oh, that's funny. Probably maybe on the same grid or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
Probably. I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick comment, quick 2 comments. But before that, I want to just say that the chat is actually really funny today. Everybody's commenting some hilarious stuff. As soon as I turned you on and you came on, the kids were like, why does ABL have no hair? And then I see someone comment, bald lives matter. And I was like, because bald lives matter. So 2 things in regards to whatever's going on with this whole Will and Chris Rock. First of all, Chris Rock, we all know he's a comedian, so he's actually protected. He has protected speech. And last time I checked, to be very honest, and I'm going to try to keep this as clean as possible, I think Will Smith should demand more respect from his wife, because his wife is out there pretty much being, very open, right, in regards to their open marriage or their open relationship, instead of him going basically assaulting Chris Rock and expecting or demanding respect from him. I mean, I think it's kind of funny when I think about it that way. I mean, he's demanding respect from the wrong person.
I agree 100%. He has misplaced anger.
Oh yeah, and it's exactly what you said. And then here again, then we add on how you were saying, that he makes black men look wrong. Well, then there goes another instance of black on black crime, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Crazy. And then I just wanted to go ahead and say another thing too, in regards to the Florida teacher. I know, I don't know if you can relate to this, but back when I was in kindergarten and elementary school, even up to the high school ages, I never heard, not once, my teachers ever comment anything really about their personal life. So where do we forget about when you go to work, it's showtime for work and we leave personal at home?
That's right. And that's the way that it should be, because your personal life, that's not really my business as a student. Let's talk about reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's what we got to focus on.
Right, but I mean, and it's like what you said too. Okay, so if it's not in the curriculum, right? Him indoctrinating with his, life or whatever you want to call it, then why is he so worried and so upset? I mean, this just goes to show in reality just how much these kids are being groomed. And if this is happening in Florida, I mean, it's happening everywhere. Obviously, we have to be very aware of that, but it's very very interesting how they're grooming and indoctrinating our kids. Kind of like I don't know who came out on Disney. One of the head, I don't know who. She's a female, and she just said, if they can go ahead and put snippets of two males, kissing and of that nature, that they'll do it, like at any chance that they have. I think that's disgusting. It's sick, and good for Ron DeSantis for doing that in his home state of Florida. And I hope many other states, especially red states, start doing it. If they do it, good for them. But that's all I wanted to comment on, actually. I'm very happy with your show today. And I want to wish you a wonderful night. Patriots want to wish you a wonderful night. And God bless you. And God bless everybody in the chat today, ABL. Take care.
Bye, ABL.
God bless y'all. All right, now.
Alrighty, bye.
All right. Great call as always. Shout out to Les and shout out to the youngins out there having a good time in good old Tennessee. Let's go to 309 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Johnny.
All righty. What's happening?
Let me go ahead and mute the TV real quick. There we go. Oh. I had some questions for you. Wanted to weigh in on the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing first. I actually side with Will Smith on this one because, look, I think Chris knew the joke that he was making was about humiliating someone for something that there was no way in heck that they were ever going to be comfortable with. I think Chris knew he crossed the line, and Will just snapped on him. I mean, it's in a moment, it happens.
So, I mean, what line did he cross? It's a joke. How did he cross the line? I don't understand.
It's targeted harassment.
Targeted harassment. It's a joke. He's a comedian. It's his job. His job is literally to roast the crowd. That's his actual job. He does that with everybody. So why was it targeted harassment when that's his job to roast people?
I mean, it might be his job, but it's something that it's like he crossed the line where he made a joke that was not, how do you call it, socially acceptable.
Why not?
It was humiliating to a person. It wasn't something that they could laugh at.
How was it humiliating? It's a bald joke. How was it humiliating?
Because it's making fun of a woman's appearance.
So okay. Wait. Hold on. Let's. So should women be exempt from comedy?
No.
Well, why give a woman special treatment about, okay, you talk about a man and his appearance, but not a woman? Why? Are we not equal or what? So
there's some jokes you can't make about men too. It's more. Like, it's not about the gender.
Like what?
Go ahead.
Such as
it's about if someone is. How do you put this? If someone is disabled, or the joke is somehow about humiliating them, no matter what gender they are. If the joke is about humiliating that person.
The question was,
go ahead.
You said you can't say certain things about men as well. So what's the thing you can't say about a man specifically? Not just both genders, but men specifically. Tell me.
I would say Holocaust jokes to Holocaust veterans.
No. Because no. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I say, what joke can you not tell about men specifically? Not men and women, men specifically.
Men specifically. I would say a joke about gay rape to a man that had just recently been raped.
I mean, come on, like that's.
I think that would be insensitive, and that's
so. Are we gonna put a male being sexually assaulted and it actually happened to him on the same level of you're bald? Is that the same thing?
It's not the same thing, but it does establish the precedent. There are some jokes
come on.
Do
like at a certain point,
there's going to be consequences.
No. Because a bald joke. I mean, come on. That's nothing. That's a soft joke. Now, a hard joke would be somebody's mom died and they say, haha, your mama died. That's a hard joke and it's not funny and it's mean-spirited. But a G.I. Jane joke, come on. That's not crossing the line. The joke itself wasn't even the problem. It wasn't even because Will laughed at it. If you didn't notice, he laughed at it. Ha ha. But the problem was when he saw Jada's reaction, that made him go on stage and do that because it wasn't even about Chris Rock. It wasn't even really about Jada at that moment. It was about all this pent up anger he had. So at that moment, he decided, okay, I'm going to go on stage and I'm going to vent my frustration. That's what happened. The joke wasn't even it. It wasn't because he laughed at it. If the joke was so bad, why did he laugh at it? Why, if it was so over the line, why did he laugh at it?
I can see that, but the joke was still
he laughed though.
Focused on humiliating a person.
Okay,
and I think
it was humiliating
in his reaction.
It was humiliating, but he laughed. So it must not have been that humiliating because he laughed at it. If it's that bad, you're not gonna laugh at the joke.
Jada didn't laugh at it.
He did. He thought it was hilarious. Ha ha.
Well,
until he saw
the same. The joke was about humiliating a person.
No, it wasn't.
And Will wasn't laughing when he walked up on stage and smacked Chris.
Look, at the end of the day, Will did something wrong. The only reason why he's not in jail is because Chris is the bigger man in the situation. He could easily be locked up right now. You don't do something like that. You don't hit somebody over a joke. Because if you do that in real life, you could die behind that. You willing to die behind a joke? I don't think so. But it's whatever, though. I mean, I enjoy my life. Maybe you don't enjoy yours, but I enjoy my life. And I'm not going to die behind no joke. Period. A G.I. Jane joke? Really? G.I. Jane? Come on.
I think Will was right to do what he did. Maybe not legally right, but like socially, it was acceptable. You know,
right,
he was doing the right thing.
If he was a real person and not Will Smith, then he could socially get his head knocked off and then it'd be over with.
I guess that's a choice he had to make.
That's right.
Another question I have for you, completely unrelated to all that. With primaries coming up and all these elections and midterms, how can Republicans appeal to left-leaning independent voters, do you think?
Just keep hammering on the idea of inflation and that the things that people really understand in real life. That things cost too much, the security of the country being the problem. That's the main thing. Focus on inflation because they can really feel that. All the other things they don't really understand. Focus on what they can actually feel every day. But thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for taking the call, man. Bye.
All right. Let's get to a few more calls. I don't want to be too long-winded or too triggered. Call you online. Speaking to 631.
Hi, ABL. This is Ann from Long Island, New York.
All righty. What's going on?
Beautiful part. You wouldn't even think you were in New York because it's all farms and animals and stuff. But the thing with Will Smith, that I agree with you 100%. That anger was in him when she started having affairs with her son's friends, okay, and openly put it out there. I think they might have had a fight. Okay, they might have had a fight.
Hold on 1 second. I have a little bit of background noise. Can you turn the stream down in the background for me, please?
Let me just turn this down a little bit, okay? But the thing with Will Smith, he just totally went to thug. And I always admired Will Smith. When he turned into that person screaming, cursing like that at the Oscars, how dare you? He should have been thrown the hell out of there. Why didn't nobody do anything? Denzel Washington was crying, and, you know, all these heavy hitters were up there on his side. Bradley Cooper. Why?
It was so weird to see it because that was totally inexcusable what he did. It shouldn't have been the rally.
Chris Rock so much. And what was the big deal about the joke? It was a very lighthearted joke, really.
It was.
Maybe he didn't even know that she had alopecia.
He didn't. He didn't at all.
I didn't know. I never watched that round table, that Red Round Table. I just heard about it today. This is the first time I ever heard about it. And
Right.
maybe she doesn't have it. She just had a little line on top of her head. Maybe she had glue or something on her head. Who knows? I don't know. But if she does have it, I feel sorry for her. She has a lot of money. She could make beautiful wigs. You know, they work great. Women use them every day. But I don't think it should have been such an incident to slap Chris Rock, the nicest. He acted just like a gentleman about it.
He did.
And to scream and yell in his face like that. And then you had Diddy up there saying this is going to be settled. Da, da, da. But today is a different story. They showed Chris Rock getting on a bus and then in a car. And he was hiding his face. And he got extra security because his ticket sales went from $46 to over $700 for one night. He's completely sold out.
All right, so we back. I'll probably got to go ahead and end it right now because you're getting like heavy winds. It's not going to be a tornado or nothing, I don't think, but let me go ahead and just wrap it on up because it'll probably go out again momentarily. I think they're working on the power lines out here too. So at the same time, you got construction and high winds. It's a lot. So I'll be back. I'll be back next time. I could probably stay on for a little while, but I got my flashlight just to make sure, I don't get, caught off in the dark. Cause when the lights go off, it go off. I'm in here in the pitch black. So, yeah, I'll be back again, but we fine. It's not a tornado warning or nothing like that. It's just like high winds and it's knocking the power lines, messing them up. So that's pretty much all. So yeah, I'll check y'all out later. I'll be back live again on Saturday. And if you live in Tampa, Florida or in the surrounding area, I'll be in your city on, April the 9th. Next Saturday, I'll be there. So yeah, I'll be in Tampa. So check me out at the Blexit event in Tampa, April 9th. All right. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.